Hi, I'm Bowling Otter.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everybody!
The Bowling Otter Show.
Okay, so it's Christmas 2017.
Yes, well, not right now for
Well,
us.
not when we're recording, but when you guys are watching this, probably. If
No.
you're watching this when we put it up.
Why is there glitter everywhere?
Because it's Christmas 2017.
You know what I bet it's from? So, being that this is going to go on Christmas, I was bringing in my Christmas tree hat. I
Yes.
bet that's what this glitter is from,
Yes.
is it? I think so, yeah.
Looks
I'm
like
shaking it and it's going everywhere. And I bet this is keying out,
Probably
isn't it?
keying out.
You know what?
It's green. It's exactly
It's
the same
so
green as our green screen
cool.
is.
It's like, you know, it's
matches
like
it perfectly.
sparkly and shiny and pretty. And it's in a headband. And I was like, you know, I think I'm wearing it in a vlog that may or may not have gone up by now.
Yep.
But I have it on in there if you want to see it. But I am so mad that I can't wear this now.
Yeah.
If I keep it on the entire, because part of me wants to be like, I'm going to wear it anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll key out and just be totally distracting.
Yeah.
And that's not very, you know, Christmas spirity.
So today,
Something new.
to celebrate Christmas, we wanted to go through and watch some old commercials for Christmas presents we got when we were kids that we like remember particularly for whatever reason. Like we have certain, they stick out in our heads. So we picked a few of them.
Yeah.
And we don't know which one we picked.
No,
I
we
haven't
don't
shown
know what
Lissy what
the
I
other
picked.
picked.
She
How
hasn't
many
shown
did
me.
you wind up picking?
Four.
Did you pick ones that like you wanted really, really bad and like didn't get, or
No.
are you checking flyer scores?
No, I'm checking my list.
I thought you were checking the Flyers just scored. And he
You're
was
asking me
excited.
about my list.
You were just
so I
talking
looked
about
at the list. Am I starting? You starting?
You start.
Okay, I'm starting. So
Yeah.
first I'm
I
going to
was
start
yours.
with laser tag, which was like the coolest thing in the world at the time. I was pretty small. It was more for my sisters than it was for me.
Really?
I have older sisters.
Yeah.
But I was just old enough. But I like really got it like the year. I feel like I really got into it like the next year, the year after, kind
Okay.
of around that time.
Let me see this
But I don't
commercial.
know. I'd have to ask my parents to
Let me see
verify
this
that for
bad
me.
boy.
So anyway, here's a commercial for laser tag in the 80s.
Is this supposed to take place in the future?
Yeah, it's like a dystopian future.
You're late, rookie.
Come on, man, let's go.
There's a plot.
It's like it's all.
It's a commercial.
Hell yeah! Look at this. Now, tell me you don't see them using this. You'd be like, yeah, I want that toy. You have to like first you're thinking like, what is this a commercial for?
Wait a minute. You skateboard? Wait.
Exactly my point. You don't even know what it's a commercial for anymore.
Look at the helmet, like the Mega Man helmet.
Oh, that was
With
the
the
coolest.
little
I did not have that. We just had the guns.
Oh,
The
so
guns are the
wait.
little things that were on your chest. I'll talk about the product in a minute.
Okay.
Laser tag. It's hotter than ever. From Worlds of Wonder.
Wow, he took that so serious.
Yeah, laser tag was essentially these red things.
Yeah.
You'd wear them on your chest.
But
It
like
came
in a
with like a
strap?
harness.
Oh, harness. Okay.
A harness that like just had like a Velcro spot right here. You put a 9-volt in one of these bad boys, and you slapped it on your chest. And it's like this thick. I mean, the thing is sticking out, and you had a little black switch you turned on. This little red light going dee-doo, dee-doo, and there's 5 lights on the top. All right, and then you would each have one of these on your chest, and each have one of these guns.
Yeah.
The guns were the coolest thing about it because they're the
Man.
coolest looking laser gun I've ever had.
But you know what? If you walk around with that in 2017, you're getting shot.
You get shot. They just shot infrared, so there's not you didn't actually see anything.
Yeah.
But if they're pointed at one of the red things and you fire,
Yeah.
it makes a light go off. It goes like dee like a pew, like you got hit or something like that. And
Why
if you,
can't
and
you
if you
just
light
go
it
like
5
this?
times, you could. I mean, that's why it didn't work.
No, really?
Because you could just like I
just
remember running around with my
like
friends
this.
playing this because after you got hit 5 times, it would go off you and the other guy won. So you were out. I do remember using it a lot, except for the fact that we would put on our stuff. We'd be like, all right, go run. And we go to run to the other sides of the house outside, like
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
try to peek over and see each other. But really, all it ended up being is we would run by, moving our chests away so you couldn't see the thing. It's like pew 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 pew. So they couldn't shoot you back. You would just stand there doing this. All right, my next is Crossfire.
Oh my God.
And this is
Crossfire.
notable mostly for the commercial stuff.
Time in
But
the
this is
future.
like legend now.
The ultimate challenge. Crossfire.
I remember this. I remember this.
Oh, that's the best part.
Yeah, at the end.
Yep. Oh my god, put it on again.
Crossfire. You'll
Whoa!
Yeah, but yeah, the fingerless gloves and
It's
stuff,
like,
man.
it's like a hairband.
Did you ever play Crossfire?
No,
You never played
I
it?
just remember the commercial being crazy.
Yeah.
But I remember all of the boys liking it.
I really
Is
liked
that
it.
not the most like 90s, like late 80s, early 90s cover that
Yeah.
you ever seen? Look at like the lighting
Yeah.
on it and like that orange hue
Yeah.
that everybody had or every product had.
Yeah.
But what is it? It's like a magnet and it like spins?
No, it's not a magnet.
Oh, it's not a magnet.
I did get this one. I played it a half decent amount, I think.
Yeah.
But there were a couple things weird about it. I mean,
Yeah.
for one, you don't have awesome music while you're playing it, which is one problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what it is these two little spinning, like they're like die-cast balls
Mm-hmm.
that have purple plastic around them. Your goal was to push those into the other players with gold. And you do that by having these little tiny mini die-cast balls that you would ball up in your hand like this and like let them go into this red gun that you had.
Okay.
And you pull the trigger and it would fire out this little chute at the bottom across the field into one of those. So you just have to try to aim for it. It's like
Sounds complicated.
It was fun because it was frantic, but it was actually, I remember it being really hard to pull the trigger.
Really?
So it kind of hurt your finger. So after a while, I'm like using both my fingers, like.
really?
Yeah, and it would get so frustrating because you'd be so tired because you'd have it like sitting right at the edge of your
You'd be
opponent's thing,
tired
and you
from
wouldn't be able to hit.
going
You're like, come on. Now this was a big deal to me.
Oh boy.
This is the Atari Lynx. And I was over the moon for this
boy.
thing. Oh my God,
Oh,
this was
boy.
like a massive present. I couldn't believe this thing.
All
but-
right.
All right, here we go.
Anyone handle the power of color?
Atari Lynx, the portable
was
video
that?
arcade.
They blow
Lynx,
air
so
into his
packed with
mouth?
action. Racked with
Oh, how
attraction.
portable.
Stacked with more games for total satisfaction.
It's a Game Gear.
It'll blow you away. Lynx, more fun and games from Atari.
It'll blow you away.
It'll blow you
Wait a
away.
minute. Go back to them over there with they'll blow you away.
I can't.
More
What the-
fun and it'll blow you away.
Look at that.
Lynx, more fun and games from Atari.
That is
and
serious. I don't want this to happen to me.
I was. This was when all my friends were getting Game Boys. And I was
Okay.
like, yeah, I went to Lynx
Oh,
because it's
God.
color.
Oh God. PC Master
It's
Race.
bigger
That's-
screen.
That's
you know?
all the future
That
PC
is the PC Master Race,
people.
and yeah,
Of the
before I got
Atari
there.
Lynx.
Yeah, with the
It's
Atari
so
Lynx.
much better, my God. Game
Yeah.
Boy is so bad.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, but none of the games are good for it.
Really?
I mean, none of them. There were like 2 or 3 good
Did they
ones.
go?
Probably at some point. I think literally 8 double A's in that thing.
double
If I remember
A's?
correctly. 6 or 8 double
Why
A's,
just
something like
plug
that.
it into the wall?
Yeah, well, that's all I ever did.
I know,
Never actually,
right?
and it was so thick.
Oh
it was
my
like
gosh.
this thick
Oh, it
and
looked
about
crazy.
this big.
They were like-
so it was not very portable, but I
like
loved it.
They were
I
holding
so
it like it
loved
was like a loaf of bread.
I had a carrying case
They
for
were
it, with my
like-
games in it, and it was the kind of thing where you're like, we're gonna go to grandma's. Like, okay, bring him a Lynx. You
Oh
know,
my
and then have to
God.
leave with it. I'm gonna play in the car. When we get there, I'm gonna say hi to all my relatives and then sit in the corner and play
Oh
with
my
grandma.
gosh.
And we're gonna get back home, get in bed. I'm gonna play in bed. I played it all the freaking time.
Like this.
It was. I
Little
loved
mighty
it.
hands. Mine are so different.
I only got one more,
Mine
but it's
are-
definitely this is the like.
Oh boy.
This is the king present that I ever got. When I think back on my favorite Christmas present,
Okay.
this was totally it. No contest.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of
Where
fun,
are they?
passion, feeling.
There's a system.
When you decide
Paul Rudd?
it's serious,
Paul
there's
Rudd.
only one
It's
place to
Paul
come,
Rudd.
the games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience.
Where am I?
Because no one else creates these
I'm in the
kinds of
Super
games.
Nintendo world. New Zelda
Now
and
you're
football
playing
to
with
come.
power, superpower.
Yeah. Best Christmas present ever. Holy God, you talking about life changing? That thing was like in my formative years. I had my 16-bit system, Super Nintendo, and I played so much of it. My parents, I think, still have it on video of me opening it.
Oh, that's so
and just
cool.
jumping up and down, like just jumping. And I got Street Fighter 2.
Oh wow.
I just played in my
this
room
is
all the time.
kinda
But yeah, but that was my
Aw.
coolest
Wow.
Christmas present. Totally.
I am totally going to bring down the level of
Gonna bring
this.
down the level? All right.
Because you know what? My big, most amazing thing was just the NES.
Yeah.
But I did not pick that for these. I
Okay.
didn't go with such a sentimental thing.
Yeah.
I should have gone that direction.
Okay.
Because then if I was really thinking like the most amazing, best Christmas presents,
Yeah.
toys that I've
Yeah.
ever gotten in my life,
Yeah.
would probably be much different from this list.
Really?
I was thinking, I got this thing was weird. I got this, and this was weird. So were we not clear?
I guess.
He went on like this epic journey of his childhood.
I didn't know we had to pick weird stuff. I thought it was just like
I got
80s toy commercials.
No, I got like
Early
the
90s.
weirdest crap ever.
Okay.
That looking back, I'm like, that toy was really weird. So maybe if we ever decide to do something like this again, I will make a different, more sentimental list of my favorite toys and things like that. So, Little Miss Singing Mermaid is this is where I'm going with this, folks. So, Lil Miss Singing Mermaid.
Little Miss Singing Mermaid.
You could see why I wanted it.
I remember this.
Look at this, right?
I remember this.
Look at the fuck. Was this on a potato? Look. She changes color in the water. La 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 la.
Ascending from the ocean.
Yes. That's what she did. That's all she did.
That's all she did?
La 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 la.
I remember that commercial.
I thought she was gorgeous. Now her tail had all she was like teal, right? And she had all these
slow motion ascension.
Yes, they had all of these like jewels on like her torso, right? And then you'd put her in the water and she would turn from this blue teal to purple. And when you squeezed her, she would go la 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 la. And my dad and I used to play with it all the time. And then I remember my dad going stop. My God, I'd stick it in their door and be like, hey! I know. You're like, oh, the Super Nintendo was life-changing. And I'm like,
I didn't go all life-changing. I also thought about laser tag and Crossfire, which were just kind of
but
quirky.
Still, I thought she was beautiful. Gogo My Walking Pup.
I recognize this too.
Now, Gogo My Walking Pup, I wanted really, really bad for Christmas. And you'll see why. Look at this thing. Look at that, guys. Look, now wait. Watch this. Hold on. Oh, she backs up. You know? Now, look at that. Look at that.
I remember this. Oh my God.
Is that not amazing? I wanted this.
Oh yeah, I remember that going to the high legs and you're like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
This thing.
Did you get it?
Well, okay. So Christmas comes around, and I'm like, please. It was number one on my list. I want to Gogo My Walking Pup. Number one.
That's so great.
And I'm like, are you surprised or no? Right? I would want that now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it doesn't surprise
I'm
me.
looking, and it's not there. So I found out years later, and I remember my mom saying maybe Santa couldn't find it, or whatever. And I found out years and years later that they went everywhere.
Really?
And it was all sold out.
Wow.
It was just one of those things that it was when people would show up and riot.
We didn't have
for,
Amazon.
Tickle Me Elmo and stuff like that.
Or
Yeah.
eBay.
Right. It was a really
You
hot
found
toy.
it in store, you didn't.
And but I remember her or my parents just being like, well, maybe for your birthday, which is in April. And they were like, well, maybe for your birthday, maybe Santa ran out of them. Maybe Santa couldn't, maybe Santa wasn't making them this year, whatever. And I was like, oh, but I remember really it being a good Christmas, but really
oh, no.
the number one thing on it, they just couldn't get. And especially because it was the hot toy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I don't remember if I knew anybody else who got it, but for my birthday, I got it.
Okay.
And because my birthday was in April, I was able to walk her outside.
Even better.
You know what I mean?
It all turned out
But
great.
she was not easy to brush. That fur tangled like a mofo. It came with a little bristled brush that was just pegs, plastic pegs, you know what I mean? And you'd go to brush it and it would be scratch over all this faux fur.
So that must not have been very pleasant.
No, but she'd walk, and she would go zzz, zzz, zzz. They don't tell you that in the commercial, that she makes noise.
Yeah.
That she goes zzz, zzz, bzzz. She was really, really loud, but you had a little leash in your hand with a little button, and it would go forward and back, and it was like, I loved her. This one is for the Dr. Dreadful Food
This
Lab.
sounds familiar.
And I was really into like gross
I think
stuff.
I remember this.
Yes, I was really. And I
Oh,
went
God.
through. Yeah.
And I didn't have anything to do with this.
Ah, no way. Wait, let's look at the commercial. Wait,
All right. I totally know what this is.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dreadful.
And this is the Dr. Dreadful Food Lab.
Makes lots of gross things, and then you eat them. Dr. Dreadful's monster skin.
Oh, your monster
Or
skin!
a tasty tarantula, fly, cockroach. You can make swarms. And now magic powder, stir, and
Monster brains.
Funny.
The Dr. Dreadful Food Lab
Yeah.
makes gross things again and again. It's totally dreadful.
Yes.
That guy is. These to take a minute.
So I was going through a phase where I liked gross things. I
Really?
liked like bugs and snakes and lizards and frogs and all kinds of like gross, creepy, crawly stuff. And I thought this was awesome. I really wanted it for Christmas, and I got it. And I remember unwrapping it, and my mom going like, "That is what you wanted, right?" Like, she thought it was like weird, like that's what you, and I was like, yeah. So I set it up down my basement, and I associate this with my basement. So everything, I remember everything smelling really musty and stuff while I'm putting it together. I
okay.
remember like it smelling like a basement, so it was kind of like creepy, right? But and then you eat them.
And then you eat them.
This monster skin
The
that's
monster
over
skin.
here, right?
That was the one that me like, I'm out.
Oh,
Monster
so
skin.
you
No
know what it
thanks.
is? It's this pink like sludge, right? That's kind of almost like liquid jello. It's kind of like a gel, right?
Yeah.
And you get this powder in this packet, this white powder, and sprinkle it on top of this jello. And then you get this bone that's at this 90-degree angle, and you put it under the pile of white stuff that you sprinkle, and you lift it, and it forms like a solid barrier on the bottom. So it's like it melts the sugar. It's like sugar on this packet, and then it melts it. So when you lift it up, the two sides on either side of the bone fold together like this, and you get this long strip of sugar. Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
think so, yeah.
You kind of just like reach under it and lift it up.
Yeah.
And all of the under like a pile of
Oh, yeah,
sugar.
yeah.
And it just like catches, you know?
That's what it looked like.
And yeah, exactly. So like you could tell like there's this like pile here, and you just lift it out of that pile.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. Not
Just
good at
to
all.
finally verify at the end of the day.
Not
How does it
good.
taste? Was there any part of it that was good?
No. But
Not the brains?
what was the worst for me? These were okay.
That one looked like the most palatable because it just looked like a gummy.
But you know what? It was just this big mold, right, that you would pour in and then like put it in the fridge and it would harden, and it was about this big.
Oh, was that
and
big?
And then yeah, it was the only
Wow.
really big one. And then he comes over with this little plate here of like gummy worms and stuff.
Yeah.
That all needed to be done in the oven. In molds, which was a
okay,
pain. It came with
okay.
all these little tin molds.
Wow.
And you'd have to pour in
Okay.
each one. And I did it once, got over it. But the most disgusting was the Foopin' Monster Brains. Because, oh my God, you know what? It tasted like the most sour, bitter, sweet, tart, like corners of your jaw type
Yeah.
sweetness. But it was a powder, like you just mix together 2 packets
Yeah.
and add like a teaspoon of water or something, and it bubbled up. It like fizzed into this like concoction, and it comes all like with droppers and test tubes and all kinds of stuff like that. But it was just not good. Everything was so super sweet, and yeah, like see it like bubbling up,
Yeah.
and it was like chunky.
Well, at least I don't feel like I missed anything.
No, it was chunky, and I've never had a texture like it in my life. I really haven't. Like, I'm really scarred by it. But me and my sister ate the whole thing.
You did?
We did. We ate the whole thing, like the whole head. It was just.
Did you? Oh, okay. I thought you like ate all the food that it came with.
No, I think we eventually did.
Really?
We eventually did
You
do
said-
the whole
did you
thing.
look for refills?
Yeah, there's the molds, the
Oh,
bug
okay, I
molds,
see on the left
and then
there.
the one big spider one.
Yeah.
right there. That's right. But yeah, it was
You never
a
got
lot of
refills?
work. No.
Wasn't worth the
and
refills.
I remember if I ever asked for a refill, I'd be like, "Mom, can we go to KB and get some refills?"
Yeah.
On Dr. Dreadful, she'd be like, "Pfft." You'd be
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna go to
"No,
KB for that,
Save your
for
money."
refill.
And I'd
You
be like,
serious?
"Oh."
Yeah.
Which brings me to my last one.
Okay.
Speaking of food refills, Baby Alive. Now,
Oh,
the
God.
Baby Alive now looks amazing.
Yeah.
The new Baby Alive is like really crazy, but this is like the old school, scary Baby Alive that I wanted and got for Christmas.
She's Baby Alive, giving you a bottle for your meal. You're so real.
Look at her face.
Baby Alive, making fresh food for your tummy. Cherries, yummy. Baby Alive.
They were good. Look at her mouth. Look at her mouth.
Your diapers when you're through. You're a good baby too.
Batteries not included.
Baby Alive, I love the way you make me feel. You're so real.
She's Baby Alive. You can really feed her, give her a bottle, and change her diaper.
Yeah. And you know what? Doing that all day in and day out. Yeah, look at where my things are. Did you see that? It was all like this baby stuff anyway. But now, as somebody who has a baby and does this day in and day out, there's just no...
I don't want to simulate it.
I don't want to simulate it anymore.
No.
But she came with all these little packets of like freeze-dried food that was actually edible. Like you could eat it. And then you would just put it in this like flat spoon, the special spoon, and put it in her mouth, and she would go yee, 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 and it would go through it like a tube in her mouth, and it would end up in her diaper. And like you'd feed her I remember feeding her like peas, and it was green, right? And then you'd go and you'd scoop the whole thing and you'd feed her, and then you'd go to change her diaper like 5 minutes later, and it would be like all the peas that you just like fed her stuck in there, or the cherries, it would be like red, and it was like so creepy. But I was obsessed with it for a while. I kind of was. She would eat everything. Yeah, it was weird. But they had, and I knew a couple other girls that had
real
it.
food?
Yeah. No, I know a couple girls that like went and were like, I gotta get more refills for my Baby Alive. You know, I'm like rationing. I'm feeding her like once a day or something. But I remember like using it all up and being like, this is kind of weird, you know? But oh my god.
When did you just stop? Like, what made you just stop? Like, how long were you doing this for?
I think eventually anytime I got something like this, which wasn't very often, but anytime I got any kind of doll or Barbie or something like that, within a couple of weeks, I would try and change their clothes. Right? So once I changed their clothes, this is going somewhere, I promise.
Okay.
Once I changed their clothes, they would inevitably be naked for a while.
Okay.
And once I realized that I had been playing with it naked for a while, I was kind of like, yeah, I don't want to hang out with this naked baby or this naked doll anymore. So I just kind of like left it.
Just because it was naked?
Just because it was naked.
So if you had it clothed, if you dressed it probably would have lasted?
But you know what is weird about the Baby Alive though? Because that's one that you wanted to take all the clothes off because you wanted to see what the inner workings look like. The butt, you go, does it have a butt? Like, is it like a butthole? Like, what is it? So you want to like look. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Did you not think about what it looks like down there, right?
So you think you only played with it about 2 weeks? That was it?
Maybe about a month.
About a month?
About a month.
Okay, about a month.
Yeah.
And then you said, I don't want to hang out with this naked baby anymore?
No, I don't want to hang out with this naked baby anymore. I remember trying to change her clothes with a big troll that I had. Remember trolls?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they were huge.
Yeah,
they were huge
big.
trolls.
They were big.
Oh, my gosh. But I had a big, like, troll that I think one of my aunts or uncles got me because for my birthday or so, because that's what you get for the kids. Trolls are really big right now. And I changed clothes with it, with this big troll thing. And I remember being like, I had her in that for a while. But then she inevitably wound up naked. And therefore abandoned. Tears for Baby Alive. I'm going to tattoo a tear for my Baby Alive.
There you go.
Yeah. Terrible.
And every other doll you had that you just left naked laying on the ground.
I just left naked and abandoned. Okay, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Jeebus!
So that was our Christmas special for 2017.
Yes. I hope it was a good one.
And let us know in the comments what your favorite Christmas presents were when you were growing up, or the weirdest Christmas presents.
One, yeah,
And if you know a video that you could point us to that has the commercial for it, I'd like to see it.
Oh my God, yeah.
So if you like this video,
yes,
please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.
Bye! Look at this. Oh, God. You know,
that has to be a busted tailbone.
Yes.
That has to be a busted tailbone.
Yes. Look at that. Oh, that's for his leg.
But this right here, splat out. Yeah. But I love how it just disappears into the abyss.